my Chevrolet dealer? Terry? I thought you were dead. How to buy a car? Apparently you manhandle some stranger until he gives you his wallet.
You are cordially invited to one of our family arguments. It's open season on Father's Day.
My adultery is causing friction
I don't expect
again.
everyone to know about family arguments. Unless you happen to have a family.
Come on, Dad, just look at this photo. It's
Last
Gary
month it was
Busey
the
naked.
first stove. Last year, wall-to-wall carpeting. And with Junior in school and that daughter of mine.
The hussy.
But they're not gonna win today.
Milli Vanilli is coming back. I shan't be moved.
Now you listen to how I handled it.
In a whiny voice.
Jezebel is good enough. She's got 4 wheels, a roof over her head, and
a full brass section in the back seat. What more could you want?
well, anyway, she's got a nice lived-in quality about her.
Considering we let that family of hobos live in her for a decade.
But Martha's old reliable herself.
Despite being
So
abroad.
I say to her, honey, you've got the common sense in this family. Now tell me, what do you think?
I think I should have married
she
Senior
answers,
Wincest when I had the
The
chance.
1954 models are out.
That turned her on for some reason.
Uh-oh.
No, hold on.
Here
His ass
comes
is
the
mine.
real pressure artist. She'll roll her eyes and say, but Daddy, dear. Or maybe even worse.
Cough up the moolah,
And there's the
Lardo.
reserve team calling out signals against the meanest man in the world.
What a tool.
But I'm not gonna give in easy.
No matter how constipated I look.
Mudrock has a mind of his own.
Isn't that right,
Up
dear?
until now, my baby thought I was a reasonable father.
She didn't mind it when we lived on dog food for 3 years.
What's a fella gonna do? So I
Send her to a
decided
convent.
to look at new cars. I had a cute little gag all lined up.
Shoot your family?
Pulled a wallet out of
Oh.
my pocket with a chain on it.
I'm hysterical,
The last time I bought a
right?
car, the character that waited
Dear
on
God,
me-
the Mad Hatter's gone
Wow.
mad
He wasn't really that bad. He just looked that way.
from outside my window.
But that sort couldn't work for a reliable dealer.
This dealer was ordained by Latter Day Chevrolet.
Well, I feel better already. He's a good salesman. Tells you what you want to know about a car, and then lets you make up your own mind.
And he has eyes I could just get lost in for
My
hours.
buttons and bows department. That girl of mine likes sporty jobs, just like her old dad.
Only difference is she
Always
prefers sporty
thinking of me.
cars.
Or is she?
Listen. Get your motor running, get out on
I
the
dreamed I
highway.
went riding in my very favorite convertible with my very favorite boyfriend.
In my maiden form bra.
Well, you can't stop a girl from dreaming.
What a sexy ceiling.
Now, my boy is different.
He prefers girls.
He knows his old dad needs room for sample cases and for fishing trips.
And the inflatable doll
You
collection.
can bet that's why he's sitting in that station wagon. He's thinking of the old man, all right.
This is just the right size to carry a body.
I dreamed I borrowed Pop's station wagon for the weekend, and we loaded the rear up for Twin Pines, and it still left us room to pick up Peggy and Jill for the dance. Boy, was it ever keen.
Of course, it wasn't so great when Carrie was doused in pig's blood and went on a killing spree, but that's another story.
Before they get sold on a model that isn't just right for all of us, maybe I better talk to the boss.
She keeps my gonads in a glass jar at home, keeps the kids in line.
Well, if Martha isn't happy, neither am I. She knows what's best for our family.
Which is why she douses everything
So
in heavy
I tell
butter.
my friend, if he can satisfy the missus, then he's sold the mud rock.
Ma'am, if you'll just join me in the
What
adjoining
I
room
don't
and
tell
remove
him
your skirt.
is that she isn't easy to satisfy.
I've been on that
As
battlefield.
far as appearance is concerned, we all agree with Sister.
Gingham is the bee's knees.
It's love at first sight. And you couldn't go wrong on any model we saw.
Dad, where's the harp music coming
But
from?
Mother represents all the family, and she's a stickler when she makes up her mind.
She beat us into submission when we refused to
And
watch
I
The
think
Price is Right.
She's decided what model I think is best.
Her name is Clara Peller, apparently.
And now it's up to the salesman to prove that she's right.
You're right, madam. You should
Right
ditch
off
this
the bat,
loser.
he starts talking safety for the family. And one of the
You can
important
totally fit a
features
dead
of
deer on the
safety
hood.
is
I
that
recommend
in this
tying it
car
up
you can see
here.
everything. He proves you can.
He proves you
Then
can.
he starts telling
See
us
how easy it
some
is
of
to
the
drive
car's
under a
exclusive
Nazi.
construction features. That body is really built for safety.
I thanked him, and then he talked about the car.
The missus can see at a glance that he's right. But is she satisfied yet?
Only one way to find out. In they go.
My girl. She's on the inside now, looking at the seats like she was buying a living room sofa.
Oh, this will go great with the coffee table. We're going redneck, honey.
It's got to be strong and durable and the latest. And underneath it has to have quality, too. Foam rubber and good spring construction.
After all, most of our grandchildren will be conceived here.
There's legroom. As for me, if I'm buying a new car, I want one of those gimmicks that,
helps you pick your nose,
sort of
the
goes
hell?
under and over and, well, you know. I take a
Colonoscopy? What are we
scientific
going for here?
And so I asked the salesman what kind of gadgets go with this car.
Excuse me, sir. I'm going to call the police.
He doesn't like the word gadgets. He says in any car I buy, I'll want convenience.
Wash your mouth out with windshield wiper
door
fluid.
lock is a safety convenience. Lock the door with a button, no fumbling for the key.
It keeps your victims from falling out.
There's convenience. A dome light that turns on from the front or back seat.
Reading Marxist propaganda is a
Now,
breeze.
Automatic transmission and power steering.
Go, power
Now the
steering.
salesman says I can have them on this car if I want them. If I want them. That's a laugh.
I have no mind of my own. I can't even whiz without asking permission.
Sure. My boss has them on his limousine.
The bastard.
But he doesn't have a push-button seat adjuster.
To accommodate his ever-widening
I don't let
ass.
the salesman know what I'm thinking. But I'm saying to myself, oh, wait a second, Mudrock.
Your name rhymes with something obscene.
What are you getting into? But then I remember, it doesn't have to be an expensive car. It should just have the best features of an expensive car.
Like a cigarette
That's what to
lighter.
look for when you're buying a car scientifically.
Yeah, this is how Neil deGrasse Tyson buys a car.
The way to be sure of this is to buy a name with a long-range reputation.
And as honey never goes bad, you should buy a car dipped in
When you're ready
honey.
to sell or trade. The salesman tells us he's talked enough about the car's safety, performance, and economy. The beauty he doesn't mention because he sees we're still taking it in.
He also notices that I'm weirdly shorter than my wife.
You should have a demonstration ride.
I'm so excited I don't even recognize my own voice when I say,
Yes.
No wonder, it's not even my voice. The salesman possessed me. He's Satan!
the salesman said the car you want should have an all-weather ignition system. All I wanted was to get my hands on that wheel
That great big sexy wheel.
and relax. Listen to the engine purr. How can I hear it when my heart won't stop pounding?
Feeling the salesman's hand on my
But it's
thigh.
there because we're moving.
It turns out this is a kidnapping. Please call the police.
My friend doesn't even have to mention how this new car handles.
He runs it into a tree without a word.
Now I get my chance behind
Oh,
the wheel.
finally a chance to feel real power. Backseat, knave.
Talk about excitement. I took it up hills that I used to crawl up. I always wanted a car that would go up hills as easy as it comes down.
Much like my wife's skirt with
now
the
is
salesman.
when I feel like a captain of a ship. Real control.
Oh, look, an iceberg.
Talk about getaway. This is without even trying.
Bank robbing's a breeze.
And this extra power will sure come in handy for passing other cars on the road. Real reserve power when I need it.
Leaving me free to yell, sit and spin at the other motorist.
All of a sudden, a crazy driver appears. I stop on a dime.
The gear shift impales my larynx.
What brakes?
James Dean lives to
For a
see
second,
another
I
day.
thought my heart stopped. Even then, I couldn't hear the motor.
Turns out there is no motor. The car runs on magic fairy
What they
dust.
kid me about is my parking. But if it's this easy to turn the wheel, just wait until I get a tight spot. I'll show them.
I'll show them all!
This is it. How do I know? The tough guy, the bear in the family with a lock on his wallet.
Because my gonad clutching mistress says
When
so.
J.P. Mudrock hears music.
So you hear it too,
I
huh?
know
Oh, yeah.
This is it. Well, the story's really over. I'm sold.
We have our new lawn
I'd
ornament.
never buy anything unless I was completely satisfied. Being a scientific fella. I got a fair trade and reasonable payment.
And a secret compartment
Of
for
course,
my
we
Big
started
Mac
by
stash.
Going to a reputable dealer, and he satisfied us.
Oh, it was a
It's
three-way.
these things that give you confidence, make you know you're buying the right car from the right people.
And the salesman will untie our
Of course, my
dog.
wife kept saying, the old car had 4 wheels, a roof, and a nice lived-in quality. But I convinced her that our new one would add just the touch we needed for the front of our house.
And will finally convince the neighbors that my penis is satisfactory.
But as long as you asked my advice on how to buy a car,
Wait until Craigslist is invented.
I'd say don't do anything. Not until you hear music.
Unless it's just Harpo trapped in your ceiling. Yay, we finally love you again, Father. Here's your testicles back for now, darling. Okay, all together now. I'm Jim Handy.